the guy said, "Mr. Toski, this doesn't feel very comfortable." And Toski looked at him and said, "Sir, if you're going to make a change in your golf swing and it feels comfortable, chances are you're not making a change."
But I believe the great is still yet to come. I won't stop fighting, man, until I'm done.
Anyway, so the name of today's show is Stop the Insanity, and that's not just him being a Cowboy fan, or for that matter, me with my Christmas outfit, by the way. That's Christmas. Insane, right? So, insanity, yeah. The definition of insanity is...
Well, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result.
Yes. And I don't know, I think it was Einstein or Edison. As far as Richie knows, I said it. But I'll take credit for it.
Bob said it.
Yeah, it wasn't me. But, yeah, it's a definition of doing the same thing over and over again. So when expecting a different result. I had the privilege, years ago. So our original partners well, not our original partner, but the partner in the major project that we undertook back in the day was a company called Somerton Springs, who was the 9th largest golf retailer in the nation at that point. So we opened a facility together, and we had a gentleman come out to our facility named Bob Toski. And again, if you didn't know who Jack Nicklaus was a couple episodes ago or last episode, then you're not going to know who Bob Toski is either. But he's in the Hall of Fame for golf. He was the senior editor, I believe, of Golf Digest. I also believe he was a leading money winner on the senior tour when it first started. Great, I mean, a legend in golf for sure. So one of the things I like about Toski is he actually an entrepreneur also. He started his own golf club company. So when we're at the driving range sometimes, and you're looking at the bags, like the rental clubs that we have, and you come across the Bob Toski Club, it always brings a smile on my face because I had met the man. So, also interesting guy because, like, you know, he had in public he had the Ben Hogan hat and always dressed, you know, to the golf nines. And then when we were up in the office talking beforehand, he had a big personality. It was interesting to see him, you know, talk privately when we were just discussing life and stuff like that. But anyway, when he was promoting his line of clubs, would walk up and down the tee line and would talk to people and meet the people. And in the very stall that Richie and I do the majority of our teaching right now, he was there and he was talking to a student. And it actually validates everything that every instructor in this country should know going into it. I don't care if you're Haney or you're Ledbetter or you're me or Toski was working with this guy and he was showing him, you know, positions to be in and all that kind of stuff. And the guy said, "Mr. Toski, this doesn't feel very comfortable." And Toski looked at him and said, "Sir, if you're going to make a change in your golf swing and it feels comfortable, chances are you're not making a change." And I use that, you know, all day long, you know, in terms of teaching. You know, just because something feels comfortable to you doesn't mean that it's correct. So again, change, and like Tony Robbins says, if you're going to make a change, you want to make a massive change in a different direction. If you want to get better at something, you have to change the direction of or the trajectory of what you're doing. So, Rich and I teach a lot of classes. Every spring, summer, and fall for the past close to 30 years, I've taught the same class in a youth introductory class at 9:30 and an adult class at 10:45, adult intro. And then there's a skill builder at 12 noon. So if you're interested and you live in southern New Jersey, every spring and fall, we've done this for, God, forever. So, interesting. There's some stat that I read, because Richie knows, Mary knows back there, that I read, you know, when I'm downtime, I'm always picking up at something, looking at something, trying to learn something. And the stat was like 96% of tour players started playing golf before the age of 12. Huh. So I mentioned that to one of my students, and they're like, well, why do you think that is? And that forced me to think, which sometimes is painful. But I thought about it, and I came to my own conclusion on this. And let's see if this resonates with you. So every spring and fall, we have the kids' classes out there, right? And they're hitting the golf balls. And they're out there hitting them. And kids only want to know two things, okay? They want to know how far that golf ball is going. And they want to hit the guy in the golf cart driving around there. Like, if they hit that guy in the cart, right, that's a successful day for them, right? Right? They don't care if they swing and they miss. They like the first episode with this dance like there's nobody watching. Something awful happens to us as we get older, and it's called self-awareness. And you know, my imitation of the adult intro class, right? You know, step with the ball, they grip the club too tightly, and oh my God, if I swing and I miss, or if I ground a ball, or you know, I'm, this is embarrassing. What am I doing? And like, oof, if you go through your life doing things that way, life is going to be hard. Just accept the fact that sometime in life you're not going to be good at something. Yeah, I mean, if you want to get better, and I do that in my own life. I wish I'd done it earlier, but like, know that, you know, if you want to acquire a new skill, you're not going to start off great. Yeah. Although, you know, Richie's, you know, a natural athlete. Yeah. Yes, Mary.
Question, not a question, but a statement from the peanut gallery back here.
Yes.
I will say, anybody who hits the guy in the cart is having a great day, because that's just a really good feeling. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's my goal when I go to the range.
The guy in the cart.
At least
I
once.
was the guy in the cart
at
growing
least
up,
once.
though. Let me tell you what. That everybody who says they want to drive that golf cart around, let me just tell you what. I did it. The novelty wears off. I don't know, about 30 minutes into your first day. Like, the first time that golf cart breaks down out there and you have to get out, and people are crazy. They don't care. Like, literally, I mean, they don't care. Look, they're it's like the Hunger Games. They're out to get you. It's like, yeah. So yes, driving the cart is not all it's cracked up to be.
My apologies, but it is fun.
No, I
It's
know, I know. So anyway, let's go back to teaching, because that's what we do. Teaching, life coaching, performance psychology, whatever you want to say to it. But instruction, you know, back to the Toski point, you know, believe in the process. If you're coming out to see us, clearly you're not where you want to be with your game. So what we do is we do small, chewable bites. I guess the thread throughout all the instruction that we do, and we were discussing Harvey Penick the other day, is path, club face, and alignment are staples of any instruction. I know with all the, you know, the TrackMan and all the stuff that we do. Actually, who was it? I think it was Claude Harmon. I was at the NCAA coaches convention one year, and after Harmon got done speaking, and he was ranked as one of the top 5 instructors on the planet, he was standing around after one of his presentations, and he was speaking, and you know, I kind of sashayed up. There's just like 4 or 5 guys standing around him, so I'm pretending like I'm important, and I just started listening to what the man said, and he said something to the effect of technology was wonderful, but it's actually creating a generation of golfers that's too reliant upon technology. He said the fundamental thing that people lose, and that's what we teach, is the most misunderstood word in golf is
swing.
Yeah. People lose, it's an athletic motion. If you laid Jack Nicklaus' swing next to Arnold Palmer's swing, next to Tiger Woods, next to Mickelson, next to Hogan, guess what? They're all distinctly different. You could look at all of them and say, oh, that's Tiger. Oh, that's Jack. Oh, that's Arnold. But the path at which the club travels, the club face and impact, and the overall alignment of their bodies is all the same. So I always tell this story. And Andrew, I got to get Andrew on a podcast at some point. But when Andrew first came to me and said he wanted to teach, I said to him, you know, Andrew, great, I love it. I said, what do you want to teach? And he said, well, I want to really teach the fundamentals. And I'm like, okay, love it. And I, being the smart ass that I am, I said, Andrew, what's a fundamental? And he looked at me and said, I don't know. I said, well, keeping your left arm straight. And I said, yeah, that's not a fundamental. And he looked at me. He's like, well, yeah, it is. I'm like, no, it's not. Yeah, it is. No, it's not. Yeah, it is. No, it's not. So I took my cell phone and I slid it across the table to him. And I said, okay, I would like you to call Jack Nicklaus. And he's like, well, why? I'm like, well, I have pictures here from 1977. Nicklaus's left arm was slightly bent at the top of his backswing. I'd like you to tell him he's doing it wrong. My point being, a fundamental to me, to us, to Richie, is what we discussed, is something that you have to do. Okay? You have to do. Where your club faces impact, the path at which it travels. The rest of it, like, is back to Toski, a book that he was a part of back in the day. I can't find it. But it's called Find Your Own Fundamentals. It's things that you have to do.
Glass of bourbon, ha ha. My bourbon, ha ha. My bourbon, ha ha. Alcohol. Because no great story ever started with, I'll have a salad.